Hey y'all, this podcast contains potentially disturbing content. Our show includes graphic references to topics such as sexual abuse, self-harm, violence, eating disorders, explicit language, and sexual acts. Listener discretion is advised. This show is for mature audiences only.
Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Queer LBC podcast. I'm your host, Nino. My pronouns are he, him. Thank you for asking. I have with me here my fabulous cohorts.
Dr. Mikey here, your local licensed and practicing therapist for entertainment purposes only. My pronouns are he, she, all of them. So what's the tea, sis?
Well, today is going to be a little different. Christoph, for one, is currently on vacation at the pedophile islands.
No, girl.
And so, in the Virgin Islands. And so we also have former Queer LBC host and current host of Queer LBC in Espanol, Chelo Azul and Gio. Welcome back, Chelo and Gio.
What's up? Hello. Thanks for having me back. Hey guys, Chelo Azul here. My pronouns are he, him, él. Also, don't forget to listen to the new sister podcast of Queer LBC en Español. Same concept, different lenguaje. And my co-host, Gio.
Hello, hola, bienvenidos. Gracias por invitarnos. Thanks for inviting us.
Well, welcome back, Chelo Azul, and big welcome to Gio. So, Nino, what lovely and interesting individual do we have in for today?
Today, we have with us Benito. Benito is a white gay otaku furry lover. That is such an interesting world to me, the idea of furries and like animated, cute, furry men with muscles. Anyways, I want to get into this discussion. So let's get into it. All right, everyone, I'd like to welcome to you in the studio, Benito.
Hello. Hey, Jay, hello.
So Benito, we really wanted to know more about this subject of furries, but we also want to know more about you. So tell us, who are you? What are you? Why are you?
I usually boil it down to just Angelino Artisto. I've been in LA collectively over 10 years, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's been a struggle bus you've witnessed fair chunks of, but yeah, you meet so many people. I mean, it's a culture hub, so I love it here. Oh, I skipped over he, him, are my pronouns. And yeah, I just live in a creative town. I do art, and this could quickly dip into like, oh, I've been asked to do like anthro art for people's persona or fursonas, and like, yeah, that's always kind of been a next door neighbor to conversations in queer spaces. Once you say, hey, I do art, like you find out interesting things about people.
You know what's so funny is like I have known you for a while, and then I just decided to ask you about this subject, but I really never thought about it that hard that you probably were like into that and like all in that you probably draw those things for money maybe.
Not yet. Dang, I've had some offers. There's like a list I do, and not like a wait list, but in my head, like a priority list. And some of those offers though are just like, yep, that'll cut in line. Like how much for a comp? Like, a draft? Like, sheesh.
I should make you draw. I should commission you.
You go. You could try. Oh,
I was like commissioning gay artworks from gay artists.
There's a market for sure.
Do the Queer LBC hosts all in furries.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could get you such a graphic, a t-shirt.
That would be cute.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Furry version of the hostesses.
Yeah. Is there a podcast con? You could have like such a booth.
I'm sure there probably would be, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, when did you realize that? Well, where are you from? You said only, I think I already know.
Oh, yeah. SoCal native. I was born in Rivertucky, or Riverside. Moved to Long Beach when I was finishing elementary school. Stayed until the end of junior high. Then moved to Vegas. Back to LA for college. Been here since then. And yeah, so I predominantly consider myself from Southern California.
Mm-mm.
If you're not in LA, California can get very different very quickly. Like you could be in a state park or you could suddenly be in MAGA town. Like it just, LA is a dense playground and it's easy to get lost in cool things here.
Yeah, definitely. So when did you realize you were gay and when did you realize you were an otaku and how do they cross pollinate?
I've never thought about the fact that otaku might go back with me farther than being gay because I didn't check out a dude until freshman year of high school. And I was like sneaking episodes of like Sailor Moon on the TV, like back when I was, I don't know, like 9 or 10. Yeah, so that would be freshman year for looking at dudes. And yeah, didn't really develop as a baby gay until college. Vegas, I don't know if you know, was like the densest, like, just saying, like Mormons per capita, like town outside of Salt Lake City, Utah.
I didn't know that.
So if you're going to high school there, it's like a weird atmosphere to be like queer.
Yeah, probably.
Like our high school culture war wasn't like, you know, this ethnicity versus that. It was literally just like the Catholics versus the Mormons. It was just white on white crime.
Wow.
No way. But yeah.
I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like anime culture and like queerness are like intertwined. Like I feel like when I was growing up, like a lot of my friends who I didn't know were queer yet were all into anime. And like nobody else really was. Like I never saw like straight people on the football team talking about anime. I always felt like it was like some kind of like queer interest all the time. And I don't know why that is. Why is that?
I remember thinking when I heard the intro music to Dragon Ball Z, or maybe it was the credit music, like it was like this really not chasing a melody, just loud electric guitar. And I remember like I watched this like cartoon show that just like wouldn't blink when I would watch it. And then it would get to like however they were branding it stateside. And I was just like, oh, this sounds like it's made for adults. Like I've never heard this music ever. So I think they would like anime for a lot of kids, I think rolled out the red carpet for like, if you think this is cool now, like there's so much like more cool stuff like coming because it didn't seem super packaged, like ready for Nickelodeon channel commercial breaks. It was just like this alien, like, ooh, what is this kind of thing? And then with being gay, you just realize there's a whole other way to live like life, a whole other like, sphere you can fly in besides what's sold to you, like in the toy aisles and in your communities.
I also think anime is hypersexual. So like big titties, big pecs, strong biceps, like the men are very perfectly shaped, you know, not perfectly, but like how we grew up seeing like, oh, Goku is a man, you know what I mean? Like, oh, shirt off, titties out.
Yeah, even Piccolo the alien was like sending people to the gym.
I never realized that part. Like, I mean, it's so obvious when you say that, but yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I do feel like I would always like be looking at the men on the anime, like, be like, oh, that's so hot. But then not with like regular, obviously American cartoons. They don't draw men in the same way.
Gargoyles,
okay. I did watch Gargoyles.
Aladdin.
Oh yeah,
maybe you are.
Wow.
Aladdin. Well, maybe I'm just into cartoons.
The fox from Robin Hood.
Oh, Robin Hood. Yeah.
Not with Robin Hood, but when you're talking about gargoyles and like things in the 90s, in the 90s, there was like this window of time where Disney was like really giving the keys to the car, like to animation in the movies, to the gays that had like been in the rafters working on stuff for ages. But like, I think it started with The Little Mermaid, which is why we have Ursula designed after Divine. And that just kept going. I think most of the big Disney villains in the 90s, Scar, Gaston, there are 2 others. I just saw a graphic recently, but were designed by the same dude and was a gay dude who worked at Disney in the 90s. And again, not the same. Like it glamorizes in this kind of way, like, you know, the masculine beauty. And I think Gaston's maybe the closest to like a Goku model we really ever got.
No, I think I was like definitely jerking off to Hercules.
Oh, Hercules. That was muscly.
But X-Men.
Oh, X-Men
90s cartoon.
I think X-Men were hot.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
The 10-pack.
I had a thing for Nightcrawler.
Yeah. I remember, because as a kid, I didn't understand X-Men as soon as I saw it. And like, I was like, oh, Gambit. Like, whoa, that's cool.
Gambit was hot.
But
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Remember Sabretooth's gay
I was into
outfit?
Cyclops.
Oh, Cyclops? I
Oh,
was more of a Wolverine. I thought
Uh,
Wolverine was
a
hot.
Gambit.
Right. And then I knew kids in school older than me that had X-Men trading cards. So I never saw certain characters on the show, but I was like, what's this? What's an Omega Red? That
yeah.
looks like... Anyway, yeah.
Tentacle porn.
I forgot about those cards. I remember those.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dudes in tights.
I got a
Mhm.
hologram.
I feel like I also had used I felt like I couldn't watch Sailor Moon out in the open. I felt like it was so feminine
Yeah.
that I was being looked at sideways by everybody when I was like, "Oh my god, I want to be Sailor Moon." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why not? It's so cute and yeah." But that I was always like so embarrassed to be watching it, and I'm like, "I have to sneak this. This is my guilty pleasure that no one can see."
I can only account for one straight dude I made friends with, like study group for senior like class senior year, and we were just talking about what we would do homework to, and he said like, oh yeah, no, I'm one of those dudes, I will never say out loud that I watched Sailor Moon. Like somehow
Yeah.
we've gotten the conversation to that chill level, and he's like, and for real, I know other dudes who will never say out loud that they watch Sailor Moon.
Mm.
And he is totally straight, like no, like, oh, because you like Sailor Moon, maybe you want to try. Yeah, anyway.
But it has to be a secret, yeah.
And the weird blind spot about that is, because you bring up Dragon Ball Z, is it's made by people who made like action anime, but it's such like a girls like genre, like
Mhm.
down to the literal like what you would classify that character as, like,
Mm.
oh, comics for girls. And that weird blurry bit where like, oh, she literally almost got her head cut off, and like they drew that, like that's almost nightmare fuel. Like,
Yeah.
they balanced that weird tightrope act.
Yeah, I really love how they're really dark and really light at the same time. It's really cute. I feel like it's like super feminist, showing a range. They definitely showed a range.
Mm-mm.
They definitely passed the Bechdel test.
Yeah, yeah.
Once.
So, excuse my ignorance, but what is otaku culture?
I think, like, honestly, I was thinking about it on the bus that in a sense, if you like watch a lot of anime, like if
Mhm.
someone says otaku, like in the sense of like meeting up with your gay friends, it's
Mhm.
like someone saying, "Hey, bitch!" Like,
It's kind of like, is it like what do you call that? Like, not a bad term.
it's a term that can be reclaimed for sure. But like, there's definitely like you can use otaku to be like that otaku needs some help. But it's real. There's also weeb, which I think is less, like.
Yeah, what is weeboo or whatever?
I think weeb is like someone outside Japan who's like really like just waiting to get that ticket to Tokyo to just like dive in and like come back with a suitcase full of stuff. Like,
Oh, okay. So I would probably be like a weeboo.
And I mean, if you look at the memes I send people, like they're like, I don't know, half the year. I might as well be a meme or a weeb. Sorry. Oh.
So that's what otaku is.
Thank you.
I feel like a lot of gay people are into that.
Yeah.
Do you think that anime helped you explore queerness before real life did?
Interesting. I do. Yeah, it's funny. Back when I came out, I could only really depend on certain cable channels, like, Pride Month, like actually having gay content to like
Mhm.
seek out. But like having cool friends, yeah, you could like hear about an anime where there was maybe not the main storyline, but there were two dudes or like two definitely people who were gay, but they're fighting to the death, like, and that would be a win, just for finding it somewhere in media. Tortured love story, and that gets old fast. But yeah, I did find a lot of evidence that there were more people like me out there through anime for sure.
I remember like the first time ever hearing of like anything gay in media. I think it was literally when my friend was telling me that you don't know that in Sailor Moon in Japan, they're actually lesbians, not cousins. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And then I was like, that's impossible.
cool.
And then I found out it was true. And I was like, my mind was like blown. Because I think I was like in 8th grade when I found that out. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it was on Japanese TVs over there before it came here, and Japan didn't explode. Like, oh my gosh, you can have gay characters on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just do weird things like it was nothing. Like their last season, I mean, they did get canceled after, but they had 3 new characters that if they were out of, I wanted to say drag, but if they weren't transformed, they were men. And if they transformed, they were suddenly women. And like, so they were, I don't know, you can push buttons in Japan. Like,
yeah.
You have Ranma. Ranma is about
there
the
you go.
boy and
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the boy that gets wet and then turns into a girl.
Started in the 80s, I think. So yeah,
Yeah.
that one goes super back. Oops.
What is boys love? Do you know what that is?
Oh, BL,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny. It's not my initials now, and I didn't know this in high school, but my initials are BL in high school. It's just boy love is just it's casually what you would refer to as yaoi, or I
Uh-huh.
think yaoi is literally illustrated gay porn.
Okay.
But boy love is a genre, so you're about to read some manga like Call Me by Your Name something.
Like more romantics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a buddy who before lockdown, she never watched anime. And afterwards, she like discovered it. And she like watched the big names, the ones we've kind of all casually heard of. But now her favorite genre is boy love. And that cracks me up. And for me, it's weird because I need to like see chemistry between characters if I'm going to go in. Like even in live action, I feel like I see so many actors just kind of like arranged on a set. And like, I don't know, the way they behave on camera and the cut they use is like the director said, okay, do the gay. And like, that's all it takes. Just wardrobe and a script and there's boom, chemistry. No. And in cartoons, I often don't see it.
Oh yeah, I was going to say if you think it's like, if there's like any fetishizing or if it's like.
My favorite, if we're like going to get into it, and here we are, is Bara, I believe.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And I don't know if it's two big men going after each other, but it's definitely like one of them's big. Like one of them's losing a button on his like work shirt every day for some reason. Maybe it's the pecs, maybe it's the gut, but it's like, it's a celebrated freaking thing about the character. And someone is just like wanting to motorboat the titties or just like get lost in it. And that's like why they're constantly having the anime sweat drop on their forehead. Just like, the Bara man is here. How am I going to keep my job today?
You're going to have to link me to some of that. Is there manga like that?
Oh, yeah, I've never seen it done justice in animated form, but like back in the days of Tumblr, which, God, I can't even ballpark when that was. But
that's
like,
literally the only space I've ever seen it is on Tumblr.
Yeah. and I wouldn't see translations for the word bubbles, but I'm like, I think I would enjoy this. I think there are like definite times of the day where this would be fun reading. But yeah,
they're on Red Note now.
Oh.
Yeah, Red Note.
What do you know about it?
Well, my
Literally
algorithm
making a note
just
of
sends me to animated gay dudes.
Okay. Typing Red Note.
The app.
What was I going to
Blame it
say?
on the app.
Have you ever seen on the drawings, they have like randomly like a black bar, like on like the penis. So like, but it doesn't even cover the whole thing.
Oh no, I know.
It's like, what is the black bar? What is that?
Yeah, I learned again for being a Sailor Moon fan that you can have nudity, you just can't have like body hair, like in erogenous zones. So like someone who's absolutely clean shaven, I guess you can. Oh, but you can't have nipples either. So I think there must be some line of like, I want to say code, but in the law where like the very raw points of anatomy have to be censored. Otherwise, the general shape is not going to like bring society down. So you'll see a lot of nippleless tits, and that's like such a thing still to this day. Because they had K-pop Demon Hunters, and there's one shot where like the one dude who never talks, but he just has the abs. Like it's like the first reveal of the abs, and like one of the creators of the movie is like, you have no idea how many emails we went back and forth about whether in the ab reveal the dude should have nipples. Like it's just. Anyhow, it's interesting how up, like, people's anxiety levels can get over something like that. So the tiny black bar, like that was the consensus or the agreement that was drawn.
Interesting.
For censorship.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. So what do you know about live furries?
I'm one of those. I've met furries. I don't know if I've ever seen someone's full production like fursona. I've been asked for art. I follow content creators that are themselves furries, not that the content itself is furry.
Okay.
So, and then from that, now it's just really casually in my algorithm, like to a point where like I stop and think about it like, oh, and again, like I have such an outside in POV. Well, I haven't said that yet, but I was talking to you. that I've heard from furries that, like, how do I know if my friend's a furry? You know, he has all these stuffed animals. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to be supportive, but I don't want to ask. And this guy, he had this funny bit where he's like, okay, here's what you do. You invite your friend to hang out. You play Zootopia. Or you play, and he named like a couple other movies. Like there's so many, like, here's a thing, it talks, it lives in a city, blah, movies. And he's like, if this character comes on the screen, or if the big talking, like, rhino comes on the screen, or the bear, and they have to reach for a pillow to, like, cover their lap, like, furry, you know, just laying it out really clear. And I was thinking about it. I was like, no, I've never had a moment of tension or, like, hoping I was alone in the room when I was, like, watching a movie that featured talking animals. But there is what I've kind of learned being in a city with plenty of queers like LA is, like, when it comes to breaking ice with people, gosh, like, there's so much in a city, in city life. You can just, if you're someone like me, there's like a funny shirt. It says undiagnosed, but everyone's pretty sure. Like, I think I need that shirt.
I think I just saw that. Did you send that to me?
Maybe. Like, hint, hint, birthday's coming up. And, like, there are just so many ways to get overstimulated, like, I find. And then that just doesn't get the best, like, you know, performance of myself, like, out of me, whether it's just breaking ice or, yeah, movie, any. And I was thinking about how in that community, they've literally designed a system where when you meet someone, there's, like, such a limit in, like, the matrix of what, like, is filtering in to just, if I was, like, one of these people talking to another, communication would be so stripped down, like, to a point that I would probably have a lot of my outside noise muffled. I would probably not be worried about what I was doing with my hands because you couldn't see my hands anyway. Like, you know, just would be able to let my shoulders down a bit. Not that even that would be noticed.
Fully engage.
And then you could just, like, talk with the person. And I was like, from the outside, I was looking at the idea of, like, furries engaging, and I was sort of envying the, like, simplicity of that arrangement. And if you can just, like, talk with someone, and there you can turn the volume down on all that stuff you don't want to think about because you would like to just engage with the person, like, that would let the conversation flow into a place that would easily, I mean, be like into a chill zone. And I mean, that's, what do we call it? We call it Netflix and chill. Like, the Netflix is freaking optional if you have the chill. And I'm just seeing how in, you know, in a very cold space, I imagine those suits get very hot, but, like, a fursona, like, with another fursona could actually smooth, like, move things along, like, quickly.
Kind of like a real live version of how you are anonymous online.
Yeah.
And you can just be who you are and just
with social accountability. Like, if someone wanted to, like, engage and then, I don't know, suddenly be a troll and say something hateful and run off, like, you're like, oh.
Yeah, maybe not in that sense, but I mean, like, in the way that, because I feel like when, like, being online, there's, like, a certain sense of anonymity you have, even if your name is attached. But back in the day, when I would just say when we were younger, you had, like, more of a sense of anonymity online if you had a screen name, and not everybody knew how easy it was to just, like, look at your IP address and find who you are and whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like I would go into chat rooms and I would just, like, talk to people about, like, whatever the fuck I wanted to, and just, like, say whatever. And it's because, like, nobody knows who you are and who cares and whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe if you step into a suit and nobody really can see you and you can just, like, function.
Yeah, and I took one psych class, like, in City College. Like, I really don't know a lot about this.
Professional now.
Gosh.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Gosh. But I think about the fact that there's also this layer of, like, you're developing a fursona, like, you come up with a name with it. And again, like, the art I've been asked for, people have these really strong attachments to, like, oh, it's this color for this reason. Like, and oh, and I really like this aspect of this animal. So there's almost this aspirational layer to it. So when I'm in the suit, or when I am, you know, you pick your name. So if my fursona was Augie or something, like, you would want to do better as Augie than as, you know, Benito on a good day. And with all of that, like, you know, suited upness to go with it, like it probably would help you lock into that headspace of like, yes, I am trying to be a better like part of the community. And especially
Seems like a drag queen.
Yes.
It's like that same effect of when you put on a wig. I just feel like you're just putting on a wig. It's just a fur all over your body. If you have it, you know what I mean?
And taking it a step further than that, it kind of reminds me of like something that really stuck with me was I heard a mom was like giving her kid advice. And it was like the same advice you always hear from a mom. Like, if we get separated in public, I want you to track down like someone like this. Like, say if it's like another mom with kids or whatever. And she said, if you ever see someone dressed like head to toe in punk gear, like, you know, just like waxed mohawk hair, like 10 inches tall, like leather jacket, all the studs, seek out that person, ask them for help. And I was thinking about it, how like, and I don't know, now I'm, you know, referencing a community I have very little, you know, overlap with, but it was her experience that those are the most like, they're going to immediately help you out. They're going to cut to business. They don't have any like facade they're really putting up. And in fact, a lot of that aesthetic comes from defiance against a culture that would proclaim to be safer than it actually was.
Yeah, the churches is where they touch the little kids.
And so, yes, and I've heard like people say that drag queens are like saints in our community in like some cases. And so I find, especially in the 20s as they are now, like people who are telling themselves yes, like in these times, like they're, I don't know, that's my kind of rebellion. And so I kind of look at furries in a place that's really trying to like clamp down at a time that's really trying to clamp down on otherness. I'm trying to think of a better word, but, and they're like saying, they're not only saying no, but they're saying no and they're spending money on no. Like there's just
expensive to be a furry.
something very uplifting in that for me. Just see it happen. And like, oh, you want some art? Gladly. Yes. Like put that on a shirt and like make that a part of your rebellion. Yeah. I have a lot of like romantic gusto for it. And I didn't realize in sending you like anthropomorphic memes that like, oh, like now Nino knows how much, like furries are just like pretty much peppered all over my algorithm at the moment. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm learning really cool stuff about it.
Yeah, there's even now, which has been in the news lately, is furries that are in South America, therians.
Oh,
yeah, therians.
I should look that up.
Let me see.
Therians.
I just brought up an article. Where the fuck is the therians article?
Oh yeah, so therians literally hit the news recently, which is cool that they're highlighting this little counterculture. But it's the same thing. It's like they're just like living their little fantasy, and I think that theirs is cool because they don't look like the furries here, where you buy the costumes and all that. Over there, they're making them themselves.
Yeah,
so it's like the creativity is cool.
Exactly, and I've seen like content from people who like the fursona for them is a DIY like helmetish type mask, and like maybe so far they just have that in the tail and everything else about them is just their body. But that's how they're building the fantasy.
Yeah.
It says, what are therians? Therians espouse the spiritual belief of having been an animal in their past life. Some are even claiming to experience memories or dreams of this life in which they relive behaviors such as hunting or flying, according to the statements of several individual therians. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a whole new idea that I never even had.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like an awakening of self fursona. Wow.
Oh my God, I was an animal in my past life?
That's cool.
Imagine. I mean, I guess I was a good animal. I mean, is this the highest life form? I don't know.
Yeah. And actually, that gets into something you shouldn't have given me flour before we started. But there was a book about math. And, you know, you kind of learned about this maybe in junior high grade, but it was about, I think it was called The Flat World or something. And every character in it was a 2-dimensional shape. And that's the world. And the author was a mathematician. He did a really good job at like making a whole thing out of this. And the main character meets a circle, but the circle is actually a shadow of a sphere. But since a sphere is a 3-dimensional object, it has trouble relating to the 2D character, like what it is. And I've always thought of that, like taking a step out. Like, okay, so the shadow of a 3-dimensional object looks like a 2-dimensional object to them. So if there are higher dimensional beings among us, their shadow might just look like us. And we wouldn't know. It would just look like a person.
But so then, does that mean this person in the fourth dimension has 4 dimensions?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to look at what was
But then
casting
they
the
wouldn't
shadow.
look like that shadow shape then. Because it'd be different dimension.
Maybe what it is just that you don't understand why they wear the suit.
I don't understand.
And that's the fourth dimension. It's like
They're wearing a suit because they get something, and you don't see it because you don't get it.
Chelo has seen a shadow person. We're always getting back to shadow people.
Oh yeah,
Always.
shadow people. Yeah, I saw a shadow person
Yeah?
in the woods.
Tell us your story.
So it was basically, we were going on a morning hike. It was really early. The sun wasn't out, but the moon was out. So that's why it was shadow, which I'm assuming is shadow casting, right? So at first it looked like someone was there, and then it really looked like a person. But then I realized that it was like a shadow of a person, but then there was no one there. So who's casting the shadow? And it wasn't my shadow because we weren't wearing the same thing. It wasn't my silhouette. And then I was like, oh, it's a person. So I just, in my brain, I said, it has to be a person. It can't not be a person. And then they started walking in my direction, and then they stopped, and then they didn't keep walking, and then they just go into the wall. When I was just like, wait, that doesn't happen. Oh, shit. And the realization was like, oh my God.
Where was this?
This was in Big Bear.
I've seen lots of videos like that. I've seen a shadow person twice. I seen it in my house in Norwalk, and it was in my closet. I was like in my bed, about to go to sleep. And then I'm just like staring at, because I'm just like always thinking before I go to sleep. So I'm just like looking at the space. And then I'm like looking and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, is that a shadow? And I'm like, is that like a shadow of a person? I'm like, is that a shadow person? What the fuck? And then I'm like, what the fuck? And then so I get up and I turn the light off and turn the light on, and it's gone. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. And then so like, I was like having a mini heart attack, and I was like wide awake, and then I did a fucking prayer. And then I don't know how to
Plate
say
of
that part.
salt under the bed.
And then I was like, I cast it out in the name of Jesus, Miss Christian. And then
that's why we read that Pope article.
But then I seen one.
Get him, Jesus, get him.
I think I don't remember if I saw that first or if I saw the other one, the second one first. But there was another time I'm like laying on my side, and then I'm just doing the same thing where I'm like staring, and then all of a sudden I see one coming at me like this, and it literally is making a fucking sound, and it's going, ooh. And I'm like, what the fuck? I do the same thing. I swear, I know that I hate telling that story because it sounds like so cheesy, but I swear to fucking God it happened. And so I got up the same, and it was already gone. It was insane. It was so fucking crazy. But they basically look like, you know, like those green suits, but black. It just looks like a person in a black suit. But it's also kind of like staticky.
Oh,
right. Very Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I only have the experience that comes that I had sleep paralysis for the first. Very rarely that happens. And in the dream that I was stuck in, I was lying on my back and couldn't sit up. And I couldn't even turn my head to the side, but I was very aware I was in a room that wasn't empty. And in a room that wasn't empty was something that wasn't ignoring me. And in my dream, the only resistance I could do was I could make my hands crawl like the Addams Family hand. And they were stretching like in my dream. Like I could feel my hands crawling away from me, but not taking my body with them. So it's like, this is the most useless thing. And as I'm feeling frustrated with that, I keep sensing that this thing in the room is much closer to the bed that I'm lying on, and like even getting its head down on my head level. So feeling like if I were to turn 90 degrees to the side to look, I would just see like the top of a head, like over the edge of the bed, just staring at me. And that lingered for so long, making me so freaking uncomfortable that I willed myself awake, sat up, like the cliche of Frankenstein, like lifting off, like waking up off the bench, and waking up as I was like sitting. And that's how, like, okay, And to this day, I don't think I've ever, on purpose slept on my back because, like, no. And that's as close to a visit from one of those things. And I dated someone who had several.
Wow.
Do you think that it is just a part of your mind, or do you think that you're just sensing things that are actually there?
I think they might actually be there because as a little kid, especially being an artist, I always, was super creative and I would let my imagination run away with me to the point that if they were there, I think I'm the kid they would have loved to fuck with because I would have let them scare me. But every time I would go to face my fears, I would find out, oh, this is just what the house looks like with the lights off. Like there was never anything. That was a really weird experience. So I guess that's the day I became a statistic for shadow people.
Back to furries. Shadow people side tangent.
Gladly.
So, if all of you actually had a real fursona, what would it be?
I thought about this. I'd be a skunk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Oh,
didn't
my
mean to
buddy
laugh.
wants an odorless skunk as a pet so bad. Yeah.
We kind of have one.
Why a skunk?
They're so cute. They're very punk rock.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was stink.
Oh, probably.
I think it's a minor operation to get that gland removed.
Yeah. No, I feel like they only stink when they want to stink.
Mm.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think they just walk around smelling.
You know what? You're right. I guess I just
It's
have
like a
these...
cat. Cats
like-
do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cats spray just like a skunk.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
That's why Simon's not allowed in the house anymore.
It's like a different thing than shit or piss?
It's
Yep.
piss.
And I think they can be fixed and still do it.
Yeah, we found
Yeah.
out because we fixed our cat and he
Mhm.
still does the spraying.
Unfortunately.
I have a
Yeah.
dad who's he's such a diplomat / like pacifist, like in his character. And our cat, and I wasn't looking at the cat, but I saw my dad one night like vault out of his like chair into the living room to like swat a paper at his cat, like his boy, because apparently he was spraying one of the encyclopedias. And like dad went from like 0 to a 9.9. And yeah, that's where I learned like, they can be twits if they want to.
Yeah, and they know exactly what they're doing and what they choose to spray.
What would you be, doctor?
I don't know. My favorite animal is a duck. Can it be a duck furry?
Cute.
You
I
could feathers.
totally
It could be a feather.
could see you as a duck.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cute.
Gio, what would you be?
I don't know, man. I would probably be like a mix, like a demonic mix in between like a deer, a wolf, probably a bear.
Mm.
Do they do mixes?
Yeah, you could be a griffin if you wanted to be one.
Very true.
That's cool.
Like,
Griffin.
I want to be like a Tony the Tiger.
I see that.
No, that works.
I see
Yeah.
the tiger with
That'd
the
be cool.
glasses, the same glasses.
The glasses, I guess.
and in your big mitts, you could have a retractable, like
Oh, that'd be
claws.
cool.
Not functional in any way, but like you could literally, yeah.
That's
Wolverine.
cute.
That'd be a very expensive suit. What are you going to be? I don't
God,
know.
you said hybrid, and now I'm like, one of my favorite words is jackalope, but like,
Oh, jackalope.
I don't really know if I'd want something with long ears.
A furry jackal.
And bear is so basic, but I think it comes all down to the character design. Because if it wasn't a bear, I did see there's an approach to it, like people who are bats. Like I've seen a bat furry
That's
I follow a
cool.
bat furry.
where they have an LED like component to the headpiece where they can project different emotes on like a limited grid of lights.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, there's such creativity in these things. So I think it'd be between a bear and that bat idea.
The possibilities are endless. Now I want to do something else. Dang.
Batman.
Are there like fish? Have you seen a fish one?
No, but I've
Those are
seen a
mermaids.
dinosaur.
Those are mermaids.
Yeah, mermaids.
Let's see. Are there any like apps for furries or like that stuff?
There is one I know of. I think it's Furza or Furzu, which is
Furzu.
spelled like phonetically, like FERZU. I can
Ya lo estás
double check
bajando.
my thing now.
Are you downloading the app
Furzu.
now?
Damn. Not a zoo.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm.
So
People.
Bark is the leading social app for furries.
Gotcha.
BARQ.
I like that.
Designed for finding local community members, events, and conventions.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Bark
There's
is cute.
Furzona and there's Furzu. Fursona is a social chat, and Furzu is a network dating one. And there's
Mm.
eFur. So if you're looking for dating, it's Furzu, Ferzu.
There you go.
That's funny. Bark. I like that. That sounds cute. What about those like leather dog masks?
Well,
Those
now
are
you're,
pups.
yeah, those are the pups. And
Mm.
that's, again, it's anthro like activity, but there's such a developed culture around the specific idea of pup play that they do kind of have their incubated space that kind of functions away from like
It's like-
furry.
Evolved separately.
Probably
Yeah.
like cousins,
And it's
right?
tied
Related.
into the S&M
Yeah,
because you have
BDSM.
an owner.
And that's why the masks are usually the lycra, the leather, like the
Mhm.
easy rotation. Like, a suit, you would have to like be very, considerate about where you like take your suit. But like pups can party like anywhere there's a party,
Mhm.
really. That's part of the appeal to it.
Pups can party wherever they want.
It's
I just-
2026.
They're
Yeah.
the ones that tend to have the anal butt plug tails.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, now there's a tail that wraps around the waist, aren't they? Glad to have the option. 'Cause I've
We
seen
need a
the
rest.
size on that tail. That's ambitious.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, but then you can't have the tail in if you're actually getting fucked, and it's like, now you're only half a dog now. Not giving me full
Oh,
dog.
they take out one
That
tail and
can-
put in another.
That's
Does that
funny.
is that not crossing some kind of like bestiality?
Oh yeah, huh? I didn't
Play.
even think about that.
yeah, I think there's a lot of, I mean, even if it was like two gay men, think about the smack that gets talked. It's like, I'm glad we did that away from our like devices that record us, or
Well, I'd
Um,
rather them do that with pretending to be an animal than to harm animals.
yeah.
Guess, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. So if I'm wearing a dog mask and a little tail and I'm getting fucked, does that mean the guy likes to fuck me because he likes to fuck dogs, or question mark?
Again, I think that the community's developed to a point where like, oh, like maybe he likes being a handler, or,
Mhm.
just, yeah, he likes his doggy style with like icing on top or something.
Mhm.
I personally don't think that they like to fuck dogs. I'm just throwing that out there.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's boils down more to like that's power play,
Mhm.
and I think it's just so happened that they included kind of this persona of like dogs and handlers and stuff like that, because that's the crux of it, is power play.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a puppy mask, doctor?
I've never had one.
Would you get one?
No, it's not my thing. It's just I wear glasses. Like, how's that gonna fit? It's just,
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
it's just
Are they
not-
like hard to put on? I'm sure. Have you had one on?
No, I done coat check for parties, like for pup parties. Like I've seen a lot of models, and like the thing I haven't seen, so I just have to do it myself, is like I would rob a like a stuffed animal of a dog, like a large size, like probably the size of the jiggly that's on the couch.
You should have led with that. You did the door at the furry party.
Well, no, it was a pup
pup party.
party, yeah.
Oh, see, pup.
And so I was like, oh, I could take the ears off like a nice like stuffed dog thing. I could stitch them on a ball cap. And even then I could arrange it so if I wore the cap like to the side, the ears would still be like facing forward. And
cute.
it's just a way to like acknowledge it, like dip a toe in, see how you like it.
A nod.
And and my buddies that I would make at the party, they would help me remember that like, oh yeah, I've done like power play like with people, and like to a point that years and years ago with someone who hadn't themselves like practiced pup play but wanted to be like in the handler position. Like it's like, okay, we could try this, see like how it, like what the chemistry is really, what it always boils down to. And we did have it, and he gave me a pup name that I like, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that in forever. And they're like, oh my God, you have it. Like, does it bug you? And I'm like, no. And so now that I have so many friends who only call me by, this one name. Like,
What exactly? Okay, I think you have to get into what exactly is power play.
that's what BDSM I think is all about.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
like
That's not a
yield
separate
and
brand.
yielding power to another. If that's
Mm-hmm.
I see. That's fun.
Yeah.
I always see the little dog masks, and I'm always interested to get one. But in reality, I'm like, is that going to suffocate me?
I think
No,
they're cute.
Yeah, they have breathing space. In
Yeah.
Denver, we saw a dragon.
I
Oh,
would
yeah, that was
buy
cool.
your little dog ear invention. If you
Yeah.
like, made a line.
hey, we could fabricate, we could sell. Again, you could have such a
Furry
big
starter
con.
kit.
Oh my god. Magnets.
Yep.
Magnet on the bottom.
Oh, exactly.
You can be whatever. Test your animal.
You could be a
I already actually
bunny,
jocked
a
that idea
fox.
from another company I seen that do Mickey Mouse ears for your hat.
Yeah, like a simple
That's
step
cute.
that just like
Mhm.
zhuzhes even your like pedestrian or your daywear persona could suddenly like I have ears I on my hat. I want them there.
I need a little tail too.
Yeah.
I did meet someone who at one of the pup parties who had a pigeon tail fabricated, and that was like the only piece of like their that animal persona that they had on them. But you could tell, like, okay, if they had a full suit, we're going to like meet up with others. That they'd be based on a bird, specifically. a
That's
pigeon.
cool.
Big bird.
Oh my god, you could do like a peacock.
Peacock
Oh,
would be cool.
since this is a gay space, can I share like an animal fact that
Yeah.
I think is really cool? So I learned this thing about swans, where like straight people are so shocked to find out there are gay animals in nature. Like, no, they've like been there. And so with swans, hetero couples will have their little swanlings, whatever they're called, and they sometimes reject one. Like mom will just like be overwhelmed, push one out. And so the gay swan couples, the cygnets, they'll take those ones in and they'll raise them. Now,
Oh.
here's the point of the story. With the straight families, there's a rate of percentage for like getting those babies to fly. Like, because that's the goal. And if you can, you've been a good parent, they'll be successful, all that. The rate of success for gay male swans is like not just head and shoulders. It's like through the roof better than the straight couples teaching their babies to fly. Like they don't.
The gays always have to do it better.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish, and maybe, there's another thing to go. Like I've not heard about same-sex female swan couples, like, swooping in also. But that just made me so happy.
That's cute. I like animal facts, especially gay ones.
So, and that would just and I don't even know how organically that came up. You can tell my brain is just so ready to go into that. But if I was at a con and saw a fursona that was like a big white bird, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have a fact that'll make you so happy. Hi. Oh, by the way, my name is.
Why do you think society mocks furries? Do you think it's because they're uncomfortable with people exploring their identity? Or is it just because they're assholes? Or why? Is there a reason?
Oh, I definitely think it's option B, and I think I know the why. And it comes down to, it's such, again, America, we still need to shake out our puritanical roots, and boy, aren't we dealing with it right now. And so when you see any community of people who are not seeking others for approval and are just telling themselves yes in a way that's lifting them up, there's going to be such a fast narrative constructed for why this has to be pushed out of town and can't have this around. And with no ability to know who's really under the suit, I think it gets super easy to get really vicious.
Yeah, I had a coworker too. He was a cute guy and he was at a bar and there was a furry there and he's telling me this story basically because he encountered the furry and he was not offended by the furry and he seemed interested and he was talking about it in a way that was so tiptoeing around I want to see if you approve of this idea. And I was letting it going yeah, that's cool. And not saying anything negative about it so that he could get warm enough to maybe think about it in a positive way that, you know what I mean?
Wait, he
experienced a furry out in the wild. And he was telling me the story because he was basically testing me to see what I thought of furries in general. So if he can comfortably talk to me about it or I feel it was such a small. He was such at the budding stage of even understanding anything about what it was that he was scared. But there was another coworker in the fucking room listening about it or whatever. And then he fucking went in and was made so much fun of him about it immediately and just turned it into the joke about, oh, he's a fucking furry and la la la. And I was God damn you. God fucking damn you, because he could have fucking been a fucking furry. And I just felt so sad for him because I'm that was something he could have explored, but now he'll never fucking will because he's straight too, and he's
oh yeah,
so he's straight, yeah. So it's dang,
yeah.
We lost another one to shame.
I feel like furries are shamed because they get tied in a lot with how queer people, we were talking about this earlier, get targeted as being pure sexual. But I feel when I think of furry, I don't think of like sex. I think of furry as like an identity or kind of like a higher self, you know? But I think the way media has portrayed it, how people take it, is they boil it down to just, it's about sex somehow.
Oh, right.
You know? Because they put it as a fetish, but I just don't feel, I don't know. From what I've seen of the community, it doesn't seem very fetish-like.
Yeah, and you think about one of the first things I remember hearing about Harry Potter before I ever saw a book was it was teaching kids to do black magic on the in the schoolyard or something like that. And what did we ultimately get from those books? Like, be very distrustful of your government. Like, you can always see like below where it's something pointed that they're not wanting attention on. And there's also, like with your story, I'm hearing this thing casually online where people are saying how anyone who thinks homosexuality is a choice just outed themselves as bisexual. And like, it's so easy to like bring up, like if you ever are around that nonsense. And like, I wish we had like those quips ready for the other brackets, like not just the gay community, but if someone's like, quick to vilify a furry. I gotta know.
Script.
It's something's being told out loud that we need like to kind of quantify and be able to point at and laugh and take the narrative back. Because you were trying to make a safe space and someone, for some reason that I wish we just were able to call out, decided to take that space away.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like furry is, I feel like furry is definitely could be a safe space, non-sexual, but it also can be, there's also sexual. Like, that's at least my algorithm is mostly like sexual furry. Like, it's like the dude in the gym with the fox head and his like abs.
Yeah. I don't think hotels that are doing like hosting huge conventions are like donating their ballrooms to be big furry dark rooms.
No.
There's symposiums and like, the speakings and, things you can go to. Gosh dang, losing my words at the worst time.
But I think it's more like where those people that, what do you call it? LARPing?
Yeah.
It's that same thing where it's like where people pretend to be, it's just an avatar. Like, who would have fun with an avatar?
Are you a secret otaku?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Are you a secret
I barely know.
anime?
Like a nerd. Oh, no, I'm not secret about it. I like anime.
I feel like we never talk about anime.
No, but I like anime.
Oh, it's because I don't like anime.
Yeah. No,
my favorite anime is Pikachu.
Just Pikachu.
I would definitely let Brock fuck the shit out of me. That leads us to our next question. What character would you let ruin your life and you'd say thank you? It would be Brock for me. I think that for the first moment that I saw him, I actually fell in love with him.
Brock
and I didn't realize it at the time either. And ultimately, until I like rewatched Pokemon when I was older, I was like, oh, I just wanted to fuck him. What about you guys?
For me, it's Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin. I'm talking about specifically anime, though.
Oh, anime.
Or I guess you can talk about anybody.
Oh, anime. No, for me, anime would be maybe the tuxedo guy from Sailor Moon.
Tuxedo Mask. He's not really my type.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like scanning all the anime for my type now. I'm like, where was it? The one you hated, or I should have warned you about that episode, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I didn't warn him about the doctor, you guys. I'm sorry. So now he'll never watch anime again because he saw what happened. That poor dog, that poor girl. But later in it, the main characters had a teacher who taught them to do alchemy. And she's married to just this brick house of a dude. Like, muscles, like mustache, doesn't say much, just very, like, imposing with his presence. And, like, I think he's a baker or a butcher. So, like, the man eats. Like, he's just a box. And there's a scene where he's like having a muscle off with some other dude, and the only difference between them is the other dude's like shredded with abs, and it's just like, I don't know. Between them in that scene, I'm just like, yes.
She's flustered.
I'll text it to you, but yeah. Again, and that's an example of Bara, actually, the man that she's married to. Fuck, his name.
I would also let Aladdin ruin me, though. I think I also, when I first saw Aladdin in the theater, I was like, why is he so hot? I don't understand him. Also, I was very much in love with I was actually very much in love with the fox from Robin Hood.
For me, it's that character from Demon Slayer, the one with the boar head.
With the picket? Yeah, I was going to
nice.
say him, yeah.
Yeah, like the most beautiful man in the world underneath the boar head.
Yeah.
But even with the boar head.
Yeah.
Man.
Balls deep.
Hog deep.
Hog deep.
That could inform, your fursona like selection. Like, oh, that's Inosuke. So yeah. And again, a great example of like some fursonas start just that, like nothing else. And if that's enough to like get your kicks and like, do it. That's another part of the thing I love about furry is we think it's dropping 9K on like a thing you either make yourself or commission. And there's just so many ways to open the door to it. And see if you like it. Like, yeah.
I remember when back in the day, me and a partner, we had these masks. They weren't even full face masks. They were just like in the style of like a masquerade mask, but he had a wolf one and I had a bull one. And they were very fucking hot, and it was definitely amazing every time that we fucked with those on. And it actually let him like loosen up a lot more than without it. Like he was able to like let go.
It's the same thing. I saw that happen in real time with a wig. So we had wigs for whatever reason. Oh, it was when we went to did our wig trip. When we went to Palm Springs and wore wigs and just had that boys' night out. Well, we still had wigs in the car. And so we get to this party and we went to go smoke in the van. And then they're like, why is all these wigs? And then people tried them on and they're like, oh my God. And they're like, I dare you to go back in with wigs. So we all decided to go back in with wigs. And then the whole party just lit the fuck up. Like everyone's like, oh, can I try it? And the minute they put on this wig, they're just like having the great time. And it's like, literally, it's just a wig.
Right.
But it's just the same concept of like a wig or a furry hat or a furry head or just something that changes you physically. It's like immediately you get to be something different. It's like, a haircut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A fresh haircut.
Yeah, you're not tied to yourself.
Yeah, something that changes you and then allows you to kind of just reinvent yourself. Everybody kind of naturally does it.
I think in some of the oldest plays, like back in the earliest days of theater, you would get these stories where the main character, right before the final conflict/resolution, goes through something that marks them with they've been wearing the same thing the whole show, but suddenly they now have, via the story, a new piece of clothing on, something that marks them with a different color or a different something. So now they're going to the final bit as essentially visually this idea of a brand new person can tackle the biggest thing. And that there's a lot of the symbolism in that. A lot of the symbolism in that I feel comes up with like fursonas. Like whatever boxes we put ourselves in, this new thing doesn't have to be in that same box. And it just explodes like a firework so quickly.
Yeah. And it's like an old thing we've had in the past. Like you see for ceremonies, people will wear something specific for ceremony. And this is what you wear for ceremony. And then now you're acting the part during the ceremony,
Yes.
to get you ready for what you're doing, and you dress the part and you decorate your body so that you can be what you need to be.
Do you know of any other LGBTQ-esque queer cultures that we don't know about? That I don't know about?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I like big guys, so like I know like echelons of the bear community that, most people are just like, oh, if you're gay and you're big, you're a bear. Like over there. It's like, oh, there are a lot of subtents under that circus tent.
I didn't even realize that there's bear categories.
Subcategory.
Well, the one that'll really get you scratching your head is the people who are into bears, but they themselves, like for lifestyle reasons or something, like can't be one themselves.
Oh, like a chaser.
Yep.
Mm.
And so then it's like, are they only ever going to be satisfied chasing, or do they try to manifest the thing they're attracted to on themselves?
Mm.
So you'll get people who have, I don't want to say unhealthy, but, radical diets for like
Yeah.
chasing something that they don't really, because it's how you feel in your body. It's not like something you would just tell anybody.
Do you know who Hibernate is?
Oh, yeah, I do. Why does
He's
that ring
with
a bell?
Carson Moss. He's this big belly guy. He used to be like a little tiny twink, and then he like blew up with a huge belly.
Yeah, I think, I don't have an image for it, but yeah, that does ring a bell.
I get kind of worried when these people want to get super fat.
I've never heard of that. I mean, well, back in the day when I was on Twitter, I was following this guy, and he's like, pretty hot, but his whole bit is that he's getting fat.
Mhm.
But
Are you talking about like Diego?
Yeah, the one that
Mhm.
just keeps eating and his little belly. But he doesn't have a big belly. He just has like a little gut, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting fat." I'm like, "No, you're not. It's a cute little gut."
Yeah. And I see it with straight people too. Like I've seen like pictures or like feeds, like gamers will have like, the gaming headphones with the cat ears on them, which again, another way to dip your toe in. But yeah, I get, it's the confidence, like their wife will walk in like in the room in the background to get something, leave. But like a lot of the stuff, they're like kind of coding their content for like bears and stuff because they're just rubbing their gut, like while they're talking with their chat. It's like, okay, what is this for gaming? Is this for like the
Porn.
attention? Yeah, kind of.
Porn with a game theme.
Or like on Twitch where they're streaming.
And I saw something that really warmed my heart where this dude, again, a straight comedian, was like doing crowd work. And he said like, hey, like, and I guess he'd lost a lot of weight. And for something he was doing, and he was just being really open about it. He's like, yeah, I had to because I was blah, 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 blah. But I would totally get fat again. Like he was about to like go through a laundry list of the things that he missed about it. And he's like, anyone here want to get fat? Like just literally asking the crowd like these very bold questions. And there was like a tepid response. And he just doubled down. And I just thought it was like so like, it's like once I found out it doesn't, I mean, I don't know how he meant this statement, but like once I found out it doesn't really impact your longevity, I think that really comes down to the specific diet you're using to be bigger. Oh yeah, I was like, I'll totally like go off again. And I can only think of those two examples where it's not just the gays that have it, but it's like
Yeah, because I
getting
don't
out
see
there.
that. Like I feel like I've had to teach so many straight people about this kind of a thing. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have chicks who are trying to get fat? And they're like, no.
That is a thing. There's guys that go after big girls and they want to be like squished and sat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There was
I feel like, are
They call
there
it
women
tortas
who are
now.
growing
They call
to
them
be?
tortas. They call the women tortas.
But are the women themselves turning themselves into tortas?
No, they already are.
Or they already are, and they're just being
Yeah.
fetishized as
Yeah.
tortas. I feel like it's a little different, right? Because unless she's specifically gaining weight on purpose.
I talked to someone who
Could be.
went to dinner specifically to get fed.
Okay.
So like the guy had like all of the different fast foods, McDonald's and Burger King and like everything. She said he had everything. And he just wanted her to sit on the other side of the table and eat as much as she could.
Bro, I want this gig.
Yeah.
But he had like that, like just a bunch of like fast food and he wanted her to eat it.
Oh, and people are really attracted to contrast also.
Oh, like size different.
Like, yeah, and that's why you have like age gap couples. Like it can like happen on like so many different like topics. But yeah, I've seen dudes who are like very happily coupled with like bigger guys, and that's like that they feel more petite, and the arrangement is like the big kickoff for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they're happy to be baking cookies like twice a week in the kitchen.
That'll
I
be fun.
Yeah.
lost the rest of that tangent. But
Imagining.
yeah.
I feel like I imagine if I was like a really, really tall person, I would look for like a really tiny person.
I did have.
Do you look for tinies? You're pretty tall.
Well, I have the
Or you look for even
exception that
larger.
proves the rule. Like a hookup I did once was with a guy who, I don't know, like 5'7" ish maybe. And And oh god, actually another otaku if I'm being real. And I had only like made space in the day for like going and hanging out at this dude's house and then getting back to like this thing a friend asked me to do. And if I hadn't like needed to go, I feel like we would have chatted the whole freaking afternoon because like the physical was like freaking great. And then because I didn't typically live in that neighborhood, no, we didn't meet up again. But like, oh no, I believe in the Short King. Like that plays.
He believes in the Short King.
Yeah.
Truer words have never been said. Any other questions? Any other things that we should know in the gay community about strange subcultures of these homosexuals?
Befriend a furry.
Befriend a furry. Create a safe space for a furry.
They have Furry Nights Executive Suite in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So y'all should check it out.
Nice.
I kind of want to get a tail.
Do it.
No, but I mean, we're all like hip to the existence of like polykills and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just went to a friend's birthday where I realized like only I was one of a few people in a pretty big party that weren't in this polycule, but like
You
it
were
was
one of the few
very
people who weren't in it. Is that what you said?
yeah.
So
But yeah, it was just and only asked them like after like because I know you date and then you also date like who else like haven't any sorry that's a horrible way to say it, oh my god, who haven't you fucked?
And more. Well,
all of them.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, otakus. This conversation has actually made me kind of think maybe I'm going to try to get some kind of ears going on.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a day here. We'll all make hats. Yeah. Ears of whatever animal you're feeling. And yeah, then we'll wear them for a cast. Or
Gio makes amazing masks.
I'm down.
I'll make some antlers for me.
Yes.
Some antlers.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes. Let's go into
Yeah, I'm down.
It's
down
very
to make
jackalope energy.
I'm down to be a furry. I mean, I would be a furry if one, I went out and to the public, and two, I could afford the suit, I guess.
You could be a bedroom furry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it could be a bit.
Exactly.
Just get the little
Yeah.
ears and the tail.
You could do like a little belt and have the tail off the belt.
Okay, yeah.
You should, yeah. You said
Mhm.
tiger.
Mhm.
Like maybe you'd be a white tiger and your stripe part would be rainbow.
Damn.
I
Okay.
can see you as a what was those folders when we were kids?
Lisa.
We got Lisa Frank
Yeah.
Tiger.
Lisa
Oh,
Frank
man.
Furry.
I
That'd be
think
cute.
those created many a furry awakening and queers of my generation for sure. Oh
The
man.
Lisa Frank furry. That would be cute.
Oh
Can I
my
be a
God.
frog furry?
You could be a seal.
Yeah. I mean,
seal.
Sanrio like laid the groundwork for that. I think it's Karopi.
You-
I would be a frog. If
You-
I couldn't be a skunk, I'd be a frog.
Can I be a Playboy bunny?
Yeah.
You'd be the colors of like the most like bright, vibrant, poisonous ones like in the jungle, but you'd be safe to hug.
Yes.
Like you'd get people high, not dead.
Yeah, if you hug me, you get high.
Yeah.
You could be an axolotl.
Oh, I would love to be an ajolote. Axolotl.
What did I call it?
Axolotl.
What is it called?
I don't even. Gio, you're the native speaker.
Ajolote.
Ajolote. Axolotl. Ah. Well, everyone, I would like to say, I think that was a good one. I'd like to say thanks to myself, Dr. Mikey, Chelo Azul, Gio, and another big special thanks to our very special guest, Benito, the furry otaku.
Thank you. So much fun.
From all of us here at the Queer LBC, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Good night.
Sleep tight.
Good night.
Good night.
Adios.